Mr. Nashville is on location at Country with Heart, a benefit for St. Jude's, hosted by Bobby Marquez and Jennifer Herron at the Nashville Nightlife Theater during CMA Fest 2025. Make sure to subscribe to the Mr. Nashville Talks YouTube channel for more great coverage of this incredible event.
Well, I'm here with some longtime friends, Barbara Fairchild and Roy Morris, and we're at the St. Jude's benefit, and I'm so excited to be with them again. It's been a while, and I love these people so much. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good. I just want people to know we are married.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have said that, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
you know, in
Yeah.
country music, that's not uncommon
Right.
for the husband and wife to have wrong.
It's kind of uncommon for a
Different
man to
last
change his name, but I about learned it.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets called
Mr.
Roy
Fairchild.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's
He
too
got-
long to explain, so I just say, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. You had a professional career before you were married to him. So
Well,
yeah,
and part of it, he's really helped it.
Oh yeah.
You know, so he did not wreck my career.
No,
he really
no, I
helped
didn't
it.
mean that. Yeah, no.
No, I know you didn't. You know me better than that.
Yeah. You know,
Now-
you just can't burn those old records. You gotta, keep them out
No,
there.
I've
Yeah.
still got a bunch
Yeah.
of them. I can't part with them.
Right. Yeah.
They'll
So
have
many
to
great
do it
ones.
after I go to glory. They'll have to do whatever they want to with them. I just hope they don't sail them off the back porch.
Oh no.
you know.
They're gonna keep those records and play them and play them and play them and play them and play them. I mean,
I just want them
so
to
many
quit
great
changing.
music.
I want them to quit changing this technology where you can still play your old stuff.
Yeah. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I want to be able to just pick something up and play it. I don't want this crazy stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh,
And I want to hold it. I want to be able to have it. You know what I mean?
yes, I do.
You know,
Totally.
it's in the air. I don't want, and buttons. I want something you can physically buy and hand it to somebody.
know.
That's right.
And
So whoever's watching this, if you
Yeah.
have any power to change it back,
Yeah.
we would like to ask you to get started on
He
it.
gave me a
Yeah.
new job, though, because I
Yeah.
had to teach her everything,
Yeah.
every new piece.
I
comes
think they do
out.
it because it's harder to follow the money that way.
Oh, yeah.
If you can find like a whole bunch of boxes of stuff, you can say, well, somebody bought this.
Well, see,
you know?
they keep making new stuff, so you have to buy stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make your other stuff obsolete.
yeah. True.
Boy,
See, we figured this out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know this interview was going to go this way.
yeah.
But it's pretty interesting.
We
I
solved the
think, you know.
whole world's music
If they would
industry
just
problems.
listen to us.
That's right.
It'd be great.
Now, of course, Teddy Bear was your biggest song, right?
Absolutely.
And you still sing it.
Still
right?
do.
Yeah, a beautiful song.
They still ask for
Yeah.
it. You know.
And you know one song that you that I love that you did of Dottie Ramble's song that you did, it Bring All Your Needs to the Altar.
Oh.
I loved it when you did it also on a special, but on one of your records you did it, and just the way you did it was with such a emotion. I just loved it. Every time I hear you sing it, just stirs it up
Oh,
in
thank
me,
you.
and Dottie loved to hear you sing it too.
Well, she was
She-
so incredible.
yeah.
What a song.
Too much to gain to lose.
Love
she
that.
did on that.
Oh, yeah.
On the tribute show.
Yeah, she did on the one at TBN.
TBN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one at the Ryman, she did I Wonder If the Angels Could Use Another Singer and Bring All Your Needs to the Altar. Yeah. You remember the one that Barbara Mandrell hosted at the Ryman?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she did Bring All Your Needs to the Altar. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Yep. But you're right. Yeah. It's too much to gain.
I grew up and listened to Dottie.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, she was my introduction to that kind of
See,
music. I went to church,
Yeah.
but went to a church that didn't have music.
Yeah.
I won't name it.
Yeah.
But, and then, you know, when I began to hear music like what Dottie sang and stuff like that, I mean, because you really feel the presence of the Lord
Yeah.
that when that anointing is on it.
Yes. Yeah.
And man, that makes you want more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Now, were you in the church before you got married? I know that you all have a great ministry together, but I didn't know. Were you in the church before you met
Yep,
Barbara?
I was, and had my wandering days. But I sang in a quartet. matter
Oh,
of
that's
fact,
right. I
in
knew that.
Pensacola, before
Excuse
I met
me.
her.
I knew that.
And, had Billy Todd and George Forbes,
Yes.
a guy named Ron Corbin, and I tell you, do you know Roger Golden?
Yes.
Roger played piano for us.
Yeah.
So we had a good time. It was a good
Yeah.
group.
I knew that. I'm sorry, and we actually were talking about that earlier. It's been a long day today, so I'm a little yeah. Forgive
This
me
is
about
not
that.
your first interview. Is
No,
it?
you're my last. Yeah, I waited for you, honey. They were the opening act, and you're the final. What do you call it? The main attraction. There you go. Y'all are the main attraction. So that's
You're really
good.
good at this. At this.
Yeah.
Yes.
But how's Branson? How's Branson?
Well, it's still going.
It's still good.
It's still going.
It's
Yeah.
still good. We're not
Yeah.
there a lot. For we don't do the regular show.
No,
We
but I mean,
teach
you live there though,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we did a worship service for like 28 years. Am I right?
25.
Yeah. Oh, you
Okay,
you're not doing
correct.
that anymore.
No, we're not doing that. And it was just. I hope we get to do that again.
Yeah.
It's just something that the Lord just opened up,
Hmm.
and it was amazing all through
Yeah.
the years. So I love doing it.
Yeah.
But we also, we did our show, and then we did the Sunday service.
Yeah.
And God just did amazing things in there, and we love Him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wherever
We do a lot more
are,
traveling now
Then
than then because that was
yeah, you had to be
Kinda
planning
tied
when
down.
you have a show in one city.
Right.
You're
Well,
stuck.
when you know that He's saying do something different, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You
gotta do what the Lord tells you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and if we seek Him, He will
Yeah.
show us His will.
And the world is changing, times are changing, and there's new people to reach, and
Yeah.
and you got, like you said, you got to just be open and follow Him and do what He's telling you to do, and see what's out there, what He has for you to do, and listen. I have to say this to everybody. She makes the best fried apple pies.
Oh,
The first time I met her was at in Pigeon Forge. They were doing the World Gospel premiere. We were talking about this earlier. He actually remembered this. I said the first time we met, and he finished the sentence. He said, "Was in Pigeon Forge," and I thought, "How does he remember that?" But yeah, he said, "Yeah." And I said, "And your wife makes the best fried apple pies." She brought a whole plate and said, "Would any of y'all eat? Would you boys eat these?" I said, "Of course we'll eat these." and,
well,
and they were the best. Oh man, they were so
we're
good.
supposed to feed the hungry.
Yeah, we and they were so good. But so maybe if you're lucky, Pastor, or somebody out there, if you book her or promote her, you might be lucky and get a fried apple pie. I don't know. You pay her well enough, she might have one ready for you. Incentive. But anyway, are you
sweet.
working on any new music or anything you want to tell the folks about?
Well, I have a country album that
Mhm.
I'm doing because I've always sang
country
country
music,
music
yeah.
too, because
You guys,
you
yeah,
can reach folks
everywhere you can. That's what my
and-
show is mainly. Yeah, country. Yeah.
And so it's real close to being finished,
Awesome.
and I'm really, really proud of it. And in fact, Johnny Minnick, who a lot of folks in
Yeah.
gospel music know Johnny. He's a dear, dear friend of ours, and he's helped us with this a lot. And so I'm excited about that one coming out and doing that.
Awesome.
The thing is, even when I first got saved, and I got radically saved, and God has always used me in the secular side of
Yeah.
music too.
Yes.
Because you can go to the world,
Right.
You just don't want the world to get in you,
Exactly.
And you look at where the apostles went and where
Yes.
Jesus went, and all, because you can't win the lost if you're not around them.
Exactly. Exactly.
And as much as I like TV and radio ministry and stuff like that, there's a difference in that and when you're face to face
Yes.
with people.
Yes.
And there's all of it's needed,
Yeah.
but and it's just like we were talking, like when COVID happened,
Mhm.
a lot of things changed because of
Mm-hmm.
COVID. People don't, and just recently our friends we've been talking about said, we need to start fellowshipping more.
Yes. Yes.
And we need that in the church too,
Yeah.
because that shook the world up.
Yeah.
But it's time for us to come back together, and because the body of Christ is a force
Yes, yes.
for good, you know, and we don't need to live in isolation from each other.
Wasn't intended to live in isolation. We wasn't made to live in isolation.
Yeah,
We
you're
were
right.
made for each other.
That's right.
And I always call that the plandemic, not the pandemic.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And
yeah,
you know, it's like in no time they shut the world down.
yeah,
And they said,
Yeah.
don't go to Thanksgiving dinner and stay away from your family
Yeah.
at Christmas and don't
Yeah.
go out the door. You know,
and let mom die alone. You know,
That's
Oh,
just
yeah,
all.
golly. You know, when you look at now, and then now what we know that a lot of that was not even really sanctioned.
Right.
You
It
know,
wasn't even true.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
and when you think about that and those, you know,
I know.
what is, I had 17 people I knew died, and it's like, you know, and that hit me. I mean, I knew 17 people that died, and I thought, wow.
Yeah.
And they weren't like people you'd think would have died. You know, if that
No.
makes
Right.
sense. So you do wonder after all of that, like they went in the hospital and they died, and maybe if they stayed at home they wouldn't have. I don't know.
I know.
Well, and they're finding a lot of things looking back on it that
Mhm.
was wrong,
Yeah.
wrong decisions of what they made for people.
Yeah,
And but you know, uh, there's so much going on in the world. The
Yeah.
enemy's working hard, but we need to
Yeah.
work harder than he does.
yeah,
And what I'm finding with our friends and stuff, you know, let's start spending
Yeah.
time together and
Yeah.
everything. And we're doing that more and more, and it's bringing that
Yeah.
closeness back
yeah.
that we need so bad.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I was so excited to see you guys, because you know when you see that familiar face and you see the people you love, and I pray for you guys all the time, even though I haven't seen you guys. And then when I see you on television and I'm turning the channel or something, I see you guys on there. Dottie taught me that.
Oh,
Just stop and you just stop and pray for me and hold your hand up and
Yeah.
start praying for towards the
She's
television.
awesome.
And I do that. You know, my kids say, "What on earth are you doing, Dad?" Oh, hush. You know, if
You're
they're-
obeying the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're grown and out of the house now, so they don't have to worry about it.
Oh.
But anyhow, yeah. But yeah, mine are all grown. But anyhow, we had I'm just so glad to see you guys are
Thank
just
you.
thriving and doing so good, and you know, out ministering and out working and making music and just loving each other and staying busy.
We
That's
like
it.
that. don't we?
That's it.
Yeah. And we
It's good to
just,
see you again.
Good to see you.
yes,
It's been a
it
long
really
time.
is. And this was so wonderful tonight.
I know, yeah. And do you all know any? Let's say something about St. Jude before we close. I forgot to ask you about that. Do you all know anybody from St. Jude or?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We know people that it has saved their lives. We got,
Our cousin was one of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When she was a little girl, she was at St. Jude. She had cancer, and she has grown children now, and all they saved
One of the
her
families
life.
in Branson, their little boy he spent a lot of time there, but he's doing great. He's up here and running now, you know. And
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
it's wonderful,
Yep.
and of course, I got a friend in Arkansas, and they ministered to a child in their family. Their daughter would not have made it without St. Jude's.
Yeah.
So we're all in.
All in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and we won't keep you all night. But I want to just thank you again, and we want everybody to, if you can, send a donation to St. Jude's, and we want you to check out what's your website that they can.
BarbaraFairchild.com.
BarbaraFairchild.com, get their music and buy every single thing on their website. And you know, if you can get that apple pie, fried apple pie out of her, maybe you know.
You think it'd hold up in the post thing?
No,
So
you
it's
have to get
taking
in
a long
person.
time for the post to get to us now.
Anyway, thank
We
you
might
so
have to
much.
deliver it.
Yeah, I had to handle it. I did tell them they had to book you. You know, they
Yeah.
pay the big
Oh
money.
yeah, we could bring it with us.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
to pay the big money. Anyway, thanks so much, and
We enjoyed
thank
it.
you.
Thank y'all.
For more information on how you can help support St. Jude, go to www.bobbymarquez.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Mr. Nashville Talks on YouTube.